Hello. It's Gers TV. My name's Si Leslie. It's the breakfast show. I've got Ryan on, and it's a bit cheerier this morning because Rangers won 5-1 against St Mirren. How's things, pal?
All good, pal. All good. Aye, ready to go.
A wee bit better yesterday, then, huh?
I looked more like a football team yesterday, didn't we? Certainly a lot of goals, a lot of talking points, but ultimately it was great to get the win.
Yeah, it was goals from, let me call this here. So we've got Naderi, Dragovic, Gassama, Devlin, and who have I missed?
Was the Devlin? Penrice get one?
Penrice. Yeah. All good goals. Good game. McCausland get the finisher. He get the one at the end. Came on as a sub with about 15 minutes to go.
We tap in for him, which will do him the world of good, I'm sure.
And possibly a contender for the goal of the season is Dragovic. Smashed it. Aye. Hopefully he can continue with that. And you also had Raskin, captain in the team. And it looked like he was still the captain when Shanklin came on at the later stages of the game. I don't know what the protocol was with that, mate, but he was still wearing the captain's armband at the end of the match, so I'm not sure how that works anymore. But interesting day, and I thought Rangers looked dominant throughout the game. I have to comment on the fact that every time Rangers scored, there was a VAR check that lasted a few minutes, and it just seemed a wee bit sus why they were so determined to stop Rangers from scoring.
Yeah, it was a wee bit. I mean, he just seems to be taking his time, Mr. Clancy, doesn't he, to award Rangers the goal. It's very, very much like Scrooge at Christmas, giving the goals out to Rangers, even though we're scoring perfectly legitimate goals. But remember the stat from last season that 1 in 4 Rangers goals actually get chopped off because of VAR. 25% of all goals scored actually get found to have something wrong with them for whatever reason. So frustrating when you're in the stadium, you're actually trying to watch the game, and it sucks the atmosphere out the stadium. We're actually, we're elated that our goals went in. Obviously the Penrice one, we're chuffed to bits for him, and then they do everything they possibly can. And it's actually it's a wee bit actually of a tactical advantage for St Mirren as well, because if we score, obviously their heads go down, our heads go up. It just gives St Mirren an extra 1 or 2 minutes to just try and evaluate their game. So whilst this goes on, whereas the kick-off really should be happening straight away, and we should be able to go and have an opportunity to win the ball back and press on and try and score again quickly, because a lot of times goals can happen in very quick succession.
I continue. Yeah, you're right. But great performance for Rangers, to be fair. It wasn't our best, but it's the best this season, and it's the best I've seen in a few months. I don't think many Rangers players had a bad game yesterday. I can't think any.
I think there's still question marks over Manny Fernandez' side without trying to put a negative spin on anything from yesterday, but I think he still needs to pull his socks up a lot. But I think there's still elements of his game that he really needs to work on.
He's still a bit slotty. It's a bit slack and sloppy. But on the other side, you had McCann, who looks to be settled and very comfortably with Rangers. I think he's going to be one for the future.
Yeah, what I said to you yesterday, McCann reminds me a lot of Magic Beguera. Just with his style of play, he doesn't appear to be, a dominant centre half in there, much as Fernandez probably is. The guy you'd like to think is going to go and win the majority of the headers on there. McCann seems to be very comfortable with the ball at his feet. Seems to be pretty quick over a kind of 30-40 yarder. Seems to have a wee bit of a trick as well. So it very much reminds me of what Beguera used to be like for us.
Yeah, that was a good performance for Rangers, and I felt that they looked solid at most of the game. The penalty award probably was a penalty as well for St Mirren. And there was a retake on it. The goalkeeper moved too quickly, if I remember. So it probably was the right decision, but if I was a St Mirren fan, I'd probably feel a wee bit hard done by it with that. But all in all, Rangers deserved their victory. Shooting outside the box, they looked like they had a bit of confidence on them as well. Really a good day for the club.
Yeah, J.D. Gassama was, really good yesterday. He's obviously got his goal, he's got his reward for his performance, but he's had, one of these couple of times where he's come in on his right foot, he's had a crack, which I want to see him do more often. The more he does it, he is eventually going to get a goal. He had one that nearly cracked in off the underside of the bar, which was a cracking shot. You're thinking it was lay off to somebody else, and then he's had to off a good, and then it's went off. Wait a minute, keep going. So I thought Gassama really, because he's been one that's probably been up for a fair amount of stick as well. He's been accused of not applying himself properly, especially from the start, and everyone's kind of pointing towards him as an impact substitute. So I think he done really well yesterday, got a good performance.
Yeah, and also your Yokota on the other side. I thought Yokota had a really good game when he was on.
Yeah,
Good solid performance, and he's direct. He's a winger who's going to be direct, and that's what we really need.
Aye, Curtis came on, and by all accounts, we didn't look weakened when Curtis came on either. I think obviously during the week we did the substitutes we made against Jagiellonia, weakened the team, but I felt the substitutes at the weekend actually just kept us going. It was good to see likes of Rosberg Coslin getting minutes and stuff, because it's I think Ross is going to be somebody that's going to be a little bit more difficult to move on to another club. So do we just embrace him and just have him about? He's obviously going to help with the UEFA quota if we're lucky enough to qualify for Europe. So we do need to have so many kind of homegrown players in and around the squad.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. So I mean, all round I thought Rangers played really well. I wouldn't have started with Ryan Naderi up front. I'd have given Miovski a chance, but the fact that he never featured at all tells me there's little hope for him in the future. Don't know your thoughts on that.
Well, he seems to have changed his shape again yesterday. So he's obviously, we've been saying he's been throwing the proverbial at the wall to eventually something sticks, and maybe actually something did stick yesterday. It looked as if Rangers were set up in a kind of more of a 4-3-3 formation yesterday. So it's obviously Penrice gives you that option now on the left hand side for an overlapping fullback for the winger if Gassama is coming inside and making space. So it does really kind of leave that we are kind of going with almost like a one up for, although it's a 4-3-3. There is only one kind of main number 9, so you've got Shankland, Naderi, and obviously Miovski, who you mentioned, is going to be competing for that. I think it'd be a shame for Bojan if he did move out. I was quite excited by his signing when he did come in last summer, but that summer that he did do the season, he did have away in Girona where things didn't really work out for him. It's obviously taken quite a lot off his game, because he was great for Aberdeen, and we can't deny that. He caused us a lot of trouble, scored a lot of goals for Aberdeen, but for whatever reason, he just doesn't seem to be pulling together in a Rangers jersey. And you've got to trust the manager in that respect. He started Naderi scored, Shankland's his captain, so it's up to him now if he wants to remain as kicking about as a third choice striker, if he wants to go into something else.
What was your thoughts on Raskin playing yesterday? I thought he had a good performance, a solid performance. He was a bit erratic at times, but I think he's got a determination to win that sometimes we don't have in the team. So he certainly looks like he's got that.
Yeah. I'm getting to the stage now. If you'd asked me to start the summer side, I said, right, it's great for everybody now. Nico Raskin, to move him on, it's good for him, it's going to be good for the club, it's the right time, and I think we've been guilty of not selling players at the right time in the past. But now I think if we were to accept a bid for Raskin this week, I'd actually quite disappointed. I'd like to see him stay. If there's possible way that we can work with him to extend his contract, I'd like to see him stay at the club. I know obviously he's worth a lot of money there, but sometimes we need to put money aside, because we can't be always selling our best players, because we want to be winning things, and we need our best players on the park and in the building to be winning things.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's also an argument that if Rangers bought a player who was a quarter finalist in the World Cup just now, would go over the moon. So I think there's a good argument if you were to keep him, you could actually make him captain, because that would take a lot of pressure off Alon Shankland. I think it's a pressure thing with him. Shankland's maybe struggling a bit with trying to get fully fit, and he's obviously not just wanting to succeed, he's wanting to be the best with Rangers, and it looks to me as if he's under a wee bit of pressure with that. So that could maybe work out both ways for us. Maybe.
And I think if you looked at obviously Raskin was named in that 11, was it an up and coming 11 or something like that he was named in? It was some sort of kind of like award that he got as part of a team. There wasn't a team of the tournament, it was like the kind of up and coming team. If we looked at the rest of the players that were in that team, there's no chance any of them are coming to Rangers, being honest. So the fact that we've actually got one and he's ours, I think we need to be sensible with it, because realistically, if he wasn't playing, I mean, who is actually going to become? Is it Cammy Devlin that's going to be coming into the team? Who's actually going to be playing instead of Raskin? So, and we're too late now. Unless you told me you're selling Nico Raskin and you're using every single penny of it, you're going to go sign Lewis Ferguson. That's the only way for me personally I could accept something like that happening. Yeah, because that would also be a kind of like for like signing, but it's so the quotas that you need to do as well, and you're getting a fresh player in. I think the Rangers support would love Lewis Ferguson to come in, but the longer it takes, the less likely it seems to me. Yeah, well, his dad had a bit of an outburst on another pod the other day. Yeah. I think he's accusing Rangers of wasting a wee bit of Lewis's time and maybe getting his hopes up artificially.
I saw that. Aye, so anyway, all in all, I thought good day for Rangers. I can't think of any real negatives in the game. Enjoyed it. I just feel as if it really takes a lot of excitement out of the game, because 5 goals, even with the penalty, everything was checked and looked at, and it kind of takes a wee bit of entertainment away. But for the fans that were at the game, it was a really good game of football.
Yeah. I feel it's just with VAR side, I just feel as if we're over scrutinised. And there was obviously Derek Clark put a couple up on Twitter last night, or X, whatever you want to call it. And it was two pretty blatant penalties, to be honest. If they gave the one against Hibs was a penalty kick, there's one that the cross has come in to Nico Raskin at the back post. He's been blatantly just shoved to the ground as he's headed the ball, and then somebody else is trying to get hold of Fernandez's jersey before the final whistle's gone as well. So it's there's a couple there we're very, very heavily scrutinised, and it looks as if other clubs just aren't. It's just a lack of consistency, and obviously we try and avoid the conspiracy theories and what we really think. We try not put it out publicly, don't get ourselves in any bother, but it's pretty obvious what's going on.
Aye, that's quite obvious, you're right with that. No, so a couple of comments came in here. Morning, hope you had a good day, feeling good, great feeling today. Aye, I think that's the thing, there's a buzz. One of the guys just mentioned there's a wee buzz back with the club after that one, and we've drawn Celtic in the quarter-finals.
Yes. The two balls that were on the radiator, I think, there.
Yep, so I think that's just a draw, to be fair, with the way the football's been going recently. But an exciting game, nevertheless. That'll be one for, we've got a full show we can talk about that another period. But right now Rangers need to get wins. We've got Thursday night, we've got the European tie. And again, I just want us to win for the next couple of weeks. I'll worry about the performances later, but that was a good performance. That's the one thing I can't take away from yesterday's game.
Yeah, it's just that you just hope we're in the corner now, Si. We just hope that the players now, conjure some sort of self-belief from it, that they actually realise they've got something about them. There's players still, there's players still when it didn't feature. You still get like say Asgard sitting there who didn't feature at all. Shanklin's not had a start, so we just need to now start kind of polishing this team. We need another right. I still think we need another right back. I'm not convinced by Fernandez in any way, shape, or form. I think it was a couple of times yesterday. He just seemed so lackadaisical, just letting guys in. That one he's given away for the penalty. What's he doing there? I mean, really, the boy's walked out. He just needs to get to the boy shoulder to shoulder and show him out to the byline. You seen one that was, I think it was Nadiri had went round Gogic, and Gogic just shepherded the boy to the byline. So right. Let the ball go. How can Manny Fernandez not do that? Get himself in between the striker and the ball, and get the ball, get the guy out wide, make it easier for the goalkeeper. He's selling unnecessary tackling. Every referee in Scotland's going to give that as a penalty all day long. The referee couldn't get his whistle in his mouth quick enough to give that for a penalty against us. Yeah. Obviously, never came to anything. Pander's obviously saved the second attempt at it, but it's just so unnecessary. You just don't need to be doing that, man. If you do that against Celtic next month, they'll capitalise on it. That could be the only goal of the game next month. He needs to get his head screwed on.
I don't know how you can't coach that into a player. That's a worry for me. McCann seems to be a wee bit more settled. He looks as if he's trying to settle him. You're right, you're saying, I've spoken about it before, concentration levels. It's almost as if he thinks he's better than he is.
It's just stupid. It's inexplicable what he's thinking. Like, why have you chucked yourself into that there? Like, the guy's obviously progressed into the box there. You're massive. Like, you're huge. Like, why can you not just get your body to him and push him to the side? Just make it. I mean, the thing about it as well, so if you're facing up against the guy, like I said to you, Marvin Andrews, you used to have to get a taxi to Marvin Andrews to get past him. And it should be the same with Fernandez. He should be using what he's got to his advantage. But it's almost as if he's trying to play like a wee tricky centre half. He's trying,
skillful.
He's not playing to the style of what he looks like almost. He's trying to be better than what he is. He's trying to be a 6'7", trickster. And it's
his biggest skills was when he keeps it basic.
Mm-hmm. Aye, that's it. Ultimately, you're a defender. Defend, please.
Yeah, but then apart from that, I think we're all happy with the performance. Subs came on. I don't think any of the subs lowered the standard of the game. That's one thing that's changed for the last week. The subs didn't lower the standard of the game, and they could have maybe scored another few goals as well.
Yeah, we want to see this. This is, as fans, this is what we're after. So we want to get ourselves 3 and 4 goals ahead. And then obviously he's brought on guys to get guys like senior players that are on the fringes minutes there. I'd love to see us in a situation where we are bringing guys like Kyle Glasgow on, the boy Hutton that's on the bench quite a lot as well, to actually get these young boys minutes as such. This is there. Obviously, Finlay Cutter. I don't know if you would actually even class Finlay Cutters now as a youngster. I think he's pretty established. But I'd like to see, there's young Scally who made his debut towards the end of last season as well. I'd like to see if we can fill the bench up and actually give these young boys opportunities, because they're the future. If the player trading model, if you want to try and look back towards that, and if that's important to you, the player trading model, actually selling your youth players, is the best trading model you can. It's 100% profit right out the book. So, but nobody's going to buy these young players for any sort of decent level of cash unless they're actually playing. We've got to give them opportunities to do that.
No, 100%. And like I said, the boy Kyle Glasgow, he's scoring on a regular basis, whatever level he's at. So you definitely want to be giving him a chance.
Yeah, he scored for Alloa last week. I think he started almost every game for Alloa as well.
Aye, and I'd seen it. I can't remember. I think it was Andy Halliday he was training with pre-season, but he's got a great work ethic. He's no content where he is. He wants to be better and better, and he's made it clear he wants to be playing with Rangers. So that's exactly the attitude and type of player you want for the future. So I agree with you on that. We're actually going to be doing a lot of features on the youth team next season, and we're going to be reporting on the youth matches. So we'll probably get a good chance to speak about the upcoming players. But I agree with you on that's the bread and butter, mate.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen players all over the country that have just disappeared down south. That they're coming and they're getting picked up by Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, and stuff like that. Aston Villa. The reason why the teams from England are coming up north to look at the younger players, because they can't go into Europe now because of Brexit. They can't actually sign anyone before the age of 16. So they're now coming up and looking at young Scottish talent. They're basically looking within the United Kingdom, within the British Isles, to try and find the players. So that's why they're so. I've no doubt Kyle Glasgow could have disappeared down south before he signed his professional contract with Rangers. So we need to recognise that and we need to award it. And yes, okay, he's at Alloa there, but it is a two-way street. He can come up and play games for us and stuff. So he could be on the bench on Thursday night against Jablonec. If we manage to get another repeat performance, a repeat score, let's get him on for the last 15-20 minutes if we can and give him a chance.
No, I thoroughly agree with that. And for what I've seen with that lad, he definitely looks like one for the future.
Yeah, he's highly rated, very highly. He's eligible to play for Scotland and also Portugal as well. So he's played for both countries at youth level already.
Aye, that's right. He had the choice, didn't he? He got a chance to make a choice and who he go.
Yeah. He's still not made it yet. He can still do whatever he wants.
Aye, well, good luck to the lad, and hopefully that works out for him. But there's another few players out as well in the youth team, so it's looking promising for that department. What do you think we're going to do, mate, this week? We still need new players. What do you think by Thursday? Do you think we'll have another one in? Big striker?
I don't know about strikers, Simon. If he decides that the 4-3-3 is the way that he wants to go, and there's only one place to play for, then does he need a striker? I don't know. Certainly if Miovski decides that he does want to move on, he's probably going to need to get a striker, because you can't really rely on the Deary. Shanklin, truth be told, is misfiring at the moment. He's not quite hit the ground running as much as we'd like him to. Maybe the pressure that we spoke about earlier. So another striker, a quality striker, would be great. I'm still not happy with defence. I still like to see us go out there, maybe get another centre half. Certainly another right back as well. There's talk of Romans possibly maybe leaving as well. I think that'd be very surprised if Romans moved on. So we just kind of need to wait and see on it. But if we do sign anyone, they need to be quality. I'm not looking to sign players just for the sake of it now. I think we should be looking just to sign absolute quality.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think we need to identify maybe two roles and get quality players in. There's no point in bringing like for like. Gassama's started to come into a game just as I thought we were going to sell him. But I'm not convinced that Gassama's got the consistency levels. Most wingers don't. Most wingers do. They come and go when it comes to performances, but he's got a wee bit of he's got a proper bit of competition now with Yokota on another wing and young Finlay Curtis. So maybe, just maybe, that'll make him a better player.
Well, we've seen the goods and the bad side of JD Gassama. So I think we just need to have options there just in case that he doesn't get out his bed on the wrong side as he's got a wee habit of occasionally. Then we can if he starts and he's not having a good game, we've got a decent option out in there. And if it so happens that guy comes off the bench and takes his jersey off him for the next game, then obviously we know his ability coming on as an impact sub. So the thing is, I think you will get the best out of him if you create competition for him. I don't know if Finlay Curtis can operate on the left-hand side, but I still think we need something else.
Yeah, a wee comment asking about the boy Kelsey from the MLS. That's the boy I was talking about. It looks like Rangers have put a real interest in him. I don't know enough about him. I'm not that keen on the MLS at times for coming to Scottish football, but McCann has proved that he can come and be a success, so there may be more in that. I think Rangers will make a move maybe tomorrow for a striker or a player.
The MLS is very much hit and miss for us, the football club. We've seen players come over here and they've done no bad. Morris Edu probably for ourselves is probably the most obvious one. The guys that come on there. Reina came through Germany.
So he did, aye.
He was through Germany on that. Even Bocanegra came through France to get to. So, but I think Edu was the one probably from there. There's been a couple of maybe some bad examples. James Sands obviously wasn't particularly great. So it's a bit of a mixed bag there, but it's quite a significant financial outlay. I think we're talking $10 million. It's around about £8.5 million. So that's quite a lot of money. I think, for me side, to be honest, it actually represents a wee bit of a gamble. £8.5 million for this guy. If you ask me, if you get £8.5 million, who are you going to buy? I'd be going on the road to Tynecastle. I'd be chapping up Claudio Braga.
I think I'd be more popular.
He's a known quantity. He's settled in the country, so he knows there. And obviously, this boy's Venezuelan. Jose Cifuentes came over and he was made the next big thing, and they came over here and decided it was too cold. So the fact that Braga's settled in the country, he's obviously knows the manager, he knows the striker, he knows the midfielder. So if Lawrence Shankman turned around and said that he wanted to work with Braga again, he feels that Braga got the best out as far as a striker's concerned, I'd be going. I know that's a lot of money, £8 million to pay for a Hearts player, but it's the guy. He's a gamble for me.
I just think you have to evaluate the fact that does a player make your team stronger and better? And I think if you had Braga, that would certainly be the case. I don't know enough about the boy Kelsey in the MLS, so it's a hard one to judge because even if you see the YouTube videos, it's never really accurate.
So if you pull YouTube videos out of me and you playing football, I think we could even look at football players. So I don't even bother watching them anymore. I used to watch them and try and get excited about guys, but the last guy I actually watched on YouTube to get excited about was actually talking about Cifuentes. Looked like a world beater and came across here and he was just a dud, basically.
Aye. So anyway, mate, I'm going to wrap up in a few minutes. All in all, great day for Rangers. They got a victory. We just want a victory, but they get a convincing victory. Good goals. Draganovic is looking like the player that we first thought we were getting in the right position, and there was no fucking about or anything like that, no messing about. It just looked like they're finally getting it drilled into them. That's the formation. That's the best team, and that's what we're expecting from a Rangers team. And I thought it was a good day.
We just look positive, Si. We look positive going forward. There was no kind of negative passing, and this will get back to the goalkeeper and pissing about in front of their own 18-yard box. We looked as if we wanted to play forward. We looked as if we wanted to win yesterday, and we had the confidence to win that. And I don't think I've seen that from Rangers so far this season. I feel as if we were just very pedestrian, very lethargic in our approach and hoping for the best. And the players were kind of looking amongst themselves and thinking, right, who's going to stand up here and be the hero today? And truth be told, there wasn't one. So.
But I think we have to give credit as well. I just noticed a wee comment there about Penrice. I thought it was a great debut.
Aye, absolutely. He's getting an assist. He's got a goal himself. He's had a hand in Drevic's goal as well. It was his cross that was cleared that ended up getting smashed into the top corner. So there's so much to be positive from yesterday. But let's obviously not get too excited about it. We've still got a lot to go. Let's get into Thursday. Thursday's a big game for us. And as much as many of us, including ourselves, did say we couldn't be arsed with Europe this season, it still matters. So
aye, it's a wee bit better than it's been the last couple of weeks, but we're scoring goals. That's the thing. We were questioning ourselves, where are we going to get goals from? And we're scoring goals yesterday. So onwards and upwards, mate.
Definitely, mate. Time to start work, yeah?
Yeah, all the best, pal. Have a great day. And thanks
you,
for everybody that's watched.